Another day in the life of the house and the cat in the house. Annie really loves this step. Like, whenever she's just hanging out with nothing to do, she always just sits on this step and just watches stuff. I wonder whether she's going to keep on doing that once we get the staircase in. We'll see. Right, Annie? We just had Jake today, no electricians. He put so this is now attached to the wall. Focus, come on. Focus. Focus. There we go. Good job, phone. So we're up against the wall. And I think there's some question, because these have little, like, feet, which means that we sort of need to figure out how to handle the floor. And what Jake said was that our trim, he thought that the best way to do it would be just to, like, take the trim up to here and then have a little, like, edge, and then but also have a small piece of trim, because you can see that it doesn't go all the way to the wall, the foot, and it would just have a piece of trim that would go along the back and then catch up on the other side. Basically trying to trim as much as possible, but keeping in mind that this thing is going to be anchored here, so we can sort of custom mold the trim to go up to it. They're kind of tricky pieces. We'll talk about it in the other bathroom a little bit, but the fact that they need to be permanently mounted, but that they have these feet so they stick up. It's not easy to deal with. So let's go to the other bathroom and talk about that. Say hi to Annie on the way. So, as expected, it does not fit. So it's going to be like there. But we got this. You see how this little piece sticks out of the edge? That sticks out like an extra 3/4 of an inch from the side of the piece, which means that if we keep that, the linen closet's not going to be flush with the side wall. It's going to be more or less flush with the back wall, but it won't be with the side wall. And I think there's question on whether we want that gap. It's going to be like that wide, or alternatively, actually, how wide? So we have another like 8 inches. How much of this is sticking out? Oh, that's going to be close. I think like the question is whether we just sort of pop this piece off, and so that this edge is flush with the wall. I don't particularly like the idea of that gap, because it's just going to get really dirty in there, and we're not going to be able to do a whole lot about it. It's not like we can move this thing pretty much ever once it goes back into its slot there, because this is going to be screwed into the wall back there, and yeah, it's just not going to move very easily. Though I was talking to Nate and Kristen yesterday, and they said that since we're covering up the outlet back there, what we should do instead is we should carve a little hole right here, so that when we put this back against the wall, the outlet sticks into the cabinet, which I think would be hilarious. My guess is that idea will not fly with Sarah, but we'll see. But yeah, we need to get this answered before we can put the linen cabinet in permanent place. And once the linen cabinet is permanently in place, then this will go in place. Good times. I played around with the fireplace a bit. We got our switch at the end of the day yesterday, and so now, because I turned this thing to remote, the switch works. Wow. And actually, I think the blower should work too. I've just never tried to use it. Let's see. doesn't it? There might be some setting for the blower that's missing that I am not aware of. I think we have these guys coming back out here anyway, so it's not a big deal. Off. Good times, good times. We have a really, really loud cricket in the garage. And like, I hear him at night and I'm like, are there windows open? But no, it's just this really, really loud cricket in the garage. I can hear you. Yeah, quiet down. No, oh, man, that guy has no respect for authority. Flooring. We got some entertainment room flooring. It's looking quite nice. Looking like a real room, which is pretty cool. Coming together. And then last on the walkabout tour for today is the sauna, which, is there light? I think if I plug this in, we'll get some light in there. Right? Yes! So we have a ceiling. It's very aromatic because it's made of cedar. But yeah, we have ceiling, and we have some walls. You see that it comes with this sort of strange barrier thing that's supposed to keep the heat in, which seems pretty cool. And yeah, good times. This is the wire for the heater. And yeah, it's coming together. He said that it's a pretty easy thing to install. It's just sort of snapping together. And yeah, everything is proceeding quite nicely. I have no idea what's going on tomorrow. I'm hoping that we'll have electricians. Obviously, we were expecting to have them today, but didn't. So the more the merrier, I suppose. I did. So actually, I mentioned this before I go. Yawn cat. So you may recall, like 30 videos ago, we talked about how we wanted this 3-piece light switch, and because of that, Jake covered over like this half of the switch. Well, I think the painters were like, oh, the drywallers covered over part of the switch, so they tore it all out. So yeah, that's one more thing. We've actually got quite a bit of drywall repair to do, because we've got that. We've certainly got some to do here. We'll be removing certainly this section, and probably this section too, if that light ends up going. We've got the small piece of damage right up there, right there. And then we've definitely got some repair right there from where they moved the light. So we're not out of the woods yet. You know, there are 2 switches here. I guess that we probably assumed originally that since we had a fan, we would have a fan dial. But that is not the case. So no need to worry about that. So we're certainly going to have to cover something over there too. I talked to Sarah, and Sarah is not cool with blank plates. So that's it. Say goodbye, Annie. Good enough.